Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. This is episode 15 of my creation kit series. As usual, I've loaded up my mod. I got my test cell loaded up right here. Couple of things I want to show you. We'll go ahead and click on that and we'll go ahead and look. I've added doors in to each of my doorways. Now, thing about these doors is you want to make sure which way they open. So once you place it, you can hit open by default like that, and I'll see how it opens in. I usually have all my doors open in, and then just check it off and then hit OK and it'll close. But I've added doors into all my rooms, and upstairs I added one into the hallway and one on the room because I'm going to do something with this. We'll get into that in a later video, but I said last video that I wanted to start working on my crafting room. So first thing you want for a crafting room is obviously a forge. So what you do is you go into your filter, just type in forge, and I'm indoors right now, so we'll go ahead and click on all. And we'll look down through here. Here we go. A couple of different ones. There's just your standard forge. As soon as it comes up, there's your standard forge. I want to turn my lights on so I can see what I'm looking at here. There we go. And then there's not that one. We'll go ahead and click on that and preview it. Then there's the Sky Forge. You can actually put this in your mod. We'll go ahead and take a look at that and try that. Oh, then there's this one, which is the blacksmith forge that's in Whiterun, which is a little different. But we'll go ahead and take a peek at see how the Sky Forge looks. It's pretty big. That's pretty big. But it also, what it does is we can slide that over a little bit. And let's see here. Sure. And I mean, who cares if it's in the rock? That's a little different. You can slide it out a little bit. Now the problem with it is we got that piece right there, and that takes up like half the room, literally half the room. So we don't want that one. Too big. Go ahead and take that out. I'm gonna go for yeah, just a regular blacksmith forge. If it's got the little chair on it like that, what that means is that gives you your marker so that you can use it in other people. Because if you get just the static one, where'd it go? Crafting blacksmith forge static. It's just the static version, and you can't use it. It's just sits there, looks at you like, oh, you want to use me, huh? You can. So we'll use this one, and we'll put that right in there. Right, spin that around, and we'll go ahead and we will. Oh, I don't want it right there. I want it. Okay. Spin it around a little more. Remember, it's in stuff like this, it doesn't really matter if it clips into the wall, because then that just gives it a little extra look to it. You could actually shrink it down if you want, but that's pretty good right there. I can deal with that. Turn the lights off. Yeah. Now, if you wanna when you do that, you want to put you a light on that, because the forge itself is going to cast light. So you go ahead and click on light, and since you have forge in the filter, what you're going to get is different kinds of lights for the forge. I'm going to take light forge fire 01, and I'm going to stick that in there just like that. I'm going to raise it up. That's kind of bright. Let's see if we can't, like that, and then I'm going to drop the light it casts down to where it just casts it in that area, and it don't cut me in. So I got my forge right there. Right? Okay. Now I have a forge. I want me an armorer's workbench, so I'm going to go with workbench. And slide down, click on all. That's the carpenter's workbench. Don't want that. That's all build your own house stuff. What I'm looking for is right here. Crafting blacksmith armorer workbench. Right? So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to slide that in there, because I'm going to make a little bit different one. You can just use just your regular workbench that you normally have, but if you want to, let's get a little crafty with this, shall we? A little creative. Nor table. Alright, nor table, no shadow. Let's look at that. Sure, that one works. And let's go ahead and stick that right there. Like that. Push F to drop it to the floor. Make sure it's on the floor. Go ahead and turn my lights back on. Now what's going to happen here is, now I could do this in my warehouse. I probably should, actually. Yeah, I probably should. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, and I'm going to copy both of those. Copy. Then I'm going to delete them out of there because I obviously don't need them. So I'm going to go in my warehouse. And we'll go over here and see, we've got this stuff here. And we'll go ahead and we will paste those right in there. Right? Okay. Like that. And then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to shut my snap to grid off because it's on the floor, so I ain't got nothing to worry about there. Now you don't need to worry about the front there, this stuff here, because what we're going to do is we're going to cover that and just make it look different. So we'll go ahead and center that up like about like that, yeah. And then we're going to select that too, so that way we can move this over here, give us some room to work. Right now I need something to cover up the sides, because I want the sides all covered. So I am going to type in, hold my shift key and type BOH, and let it all load up here. And there's a certain piece I'm looking for, because I think it'd be kind of cool. I'll scroll down here. Okay, I'll use this. Back up. Green tiles. Sounds like the one I want. And I'll drop that in there. Now, oh, look at that. That looks great. Now we're gonna fit that on there. So what we want to do is we want to get around there and push the W button. go just like that. Push W again. It didn't disappear. It just like that. And we want to think about how many will fit across there. So yeah, we'll take and shrink it down. Should be able to fit 2 of them in there. Let's try it. Duplicate. We'll shrink it a little bit more. Take that down there, and then we'll just shrink it just maybe 2 more like that, and then duplicate it. Yeah, that works. That ought to work. Like that one there. That one there. Actually, I could take and increase it by 1 or 2. Right about there should do the trick. Because what I'm shooting for is to get it all so that it fits. 2 of them fit in there. Yeah, that works. Let's go ahead and go in close. First thing we do is line these up so that they're all nice and even, right? And it doesn't matter hold your control button to select them both, and we will drop them to the floor, and then we're going to go ahead and sink them right into the floor just like that, and we'll go ahead and slide them in just like that. Maybe move them to this way a little bit. Sure, why not? Sure. And just for giggles, we'll go ahead and type in, oh, dresser. And we got a dresser here. Let's preview that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks about what we want. We could even get fancy and use one of these so it looks cool. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll duplicate that. And then I'm going to rename it 000 house dresser. 01. Create new object. No. Are you sure? Well, yes, I am sure. Thank you. Thank you for asking. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to drop that right there. I'm going to drop it to the floor. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to shrink that a little bit. Just a little bit. Drop it to the floor. And I'm going to slide that in to where it just sticks out. Not very far. I don't want to go too far back because then you won't be able to access like that. You wouldn't be able to access the dresser. Now, what's going to happen is those. Well, let's spin that around so we can actually access the dresser, right? Now that's going to put drawers in underneath there. Like that. That works out. We'll go ahead and click on those, and we will duplicate it. And we will send that over there, and we'll go. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to take that. Whoop, take that back so it's all the way against the thing. There we go. And that sticks the dresser out a little bit farther, but that's okay. Now you see how that when you turned it that way, how it disappeared. So you're going to want to flip that around, and it's at the same level. So all you have to do now is you have to fit it in there. Let's get in close. Make sure we're not that close. Yeah. Actually want to... I can see right now that I just want to move that one closer there, and we will go like, oh, not too much. Remember what I said, it's really touchy. Especially when you got the problems I got. That'll work. Yeah, that'll work. Alright. Now, if you look at it from there, see how it disappears? We're going to fix that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to move that over there. I'm going to turn that around. And I'm going to fit that right up on there. I might want to enlarge it a little bit more so that it fits right up in there just like that. I'll go ahead and I'll drop it down so it's right at the edge of the table. Pull it out. And let's take a look here and see what we got. Boy howdy, I think that'd just about do her there, don't you? Well, no, we got an edge right there. So maybe we'll take that and slide it this way. Look at it from the top. That's fine. Just like that. And I got a little bit of a space here, so what I'm going to do is I'd rather have a little space in the middle. A little bit of space in the middle. That's not a big deal because you can't really see through that. See, you can't really see through it. But that matches it up over here. Okay, that's good. And we'll click back on that. Now, I don't know if you just saw that or not, but it rotated. Let's undo. Yeah, it rotated. So now it's off center and it looks crooked as hell. I'll tell you what, it sucks being OCD sometimes. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn the snap to angle off. Now it's really screwed up. Okay. Okay, I hate you. Delete it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete that. And then we're going to start over with it. Okay, I'll duplicate it here. 20 minutes. 20-minute video just to make a damn armor's table. Armor's table. Don't you know? Try that again. And we'll duplicate. And we'll put that in there. Just like that. Now it should be even. We'll take and we'll fit it up. Yeah, it looks good there. Okay, that space is gonna be at the back, so I'm not really gonna worry about that. And it did it again. Did you see that? It did it again. As soon as I clicked on it, it went crooked. Well, goodness. You gotta... What I'm gonna do then is, if it's gonna act like that... See, when I clicked on it again... Oh boy. Okay, well, we'll try this then. We'll go like this. I'll hit Control D. Pull that one over there. Control D. Pull that one over there. I'll spin this one around, slide that in there just like that. Control D is the same as duplicate. I'll put a little too far. Right there looks good. I'll click on that. Go over here and slide this right in here. And that gives me that. So I got me an armorer's workbench with drawers, and it looks kind of cool because it's encased in tile. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click out, and I'm going to grab these two floor pieces and I'm going to delete those. And that gives me my armorer's workbench. I'll go ahead and copy all of that. Copy, and I'll open my house back up. Zoom out here and over here. And make sure your snapped grid's turned off for what you're about to do. You want to go ahead and paste that in there. And the reason why you want your snapped grid turned off is because I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to twist that to the side, hold my Z key, and then I'm going to move it up until the wood posts are on there. And you'll be able to see a little bit of a edge through there, because if I remember correctly, I had pulled that apart a little bit in the middle, and I said that's alright. Right. Well, yeah, that looks good. But now, since I've done that, I gotta select all this crap again, because I'm going to move all of these pieces. Right? Right. And make sure my desk is selected, or make sure my dresser's selected. Cool. Now I can slide that back to the wall. That ought to about do it. There, now I got my own custom armor workbench. Right. And now we need us. What else do we need in a crafting room? Well, let's see. We need us a smelter. A smelter's always a good thing to have. And where can we put the smelter? We will put the smelter over here in this corner. Right here. It's a good place. And we'll go ahead and clear out a filter and type in smelter. And we want that one right there. Yep, that's the one we want. We'll take and we'll drop that right there. Fairly large. And there's a reason why I'm putting that inside the wall. Because it looks like we'll take and we'll actually shrink it just a little bit. Not that much. Right there. Because it looks like, and it just looks this way, it looks like a chimney. Looks like it could be a chimney. From inside, it's, you know, we know it's part of the wall, but when you get to looking at it, and if you actually come up here and look, there's a space behind it that you can see around, and it goes, that pillar goes right up in there, and we got us a chimney. There, now we got us a smelter with a chimney. Haha! Like how that worked out. Alright, we need we need us another sharpening bench. And if we're gonna have this over here, we want to have a sharpening bench close by, so we are gonna type in sharpening, and that's the one we want right there, the blacksmith sharpening wheel. And we'll just drop that right there. Maybe move it out a little bit. Maybe move it around like that. Sure, that looks good right there. Now we got a full forge set up. Alright. And we're gonna need a chest over here. Well, we want to have the chest close by. We want a chest close by to the forge here, because that way you don't have to go very far to get your stuff. So we're going to type in chest and let it load up. And we're going to go down to merchant chest. Now if you want, you could just grab like Alvor's blacksmith chest. If you look in Alvor's blacksmith chest, let it load up. It's got all this stuff in here in it, and it's armor and different stuff, and his leather strips, you know, pretty much everything that's in his chest, and it all respawns. But I'm gonna go ahead and I am gonna make my own chest. I'm gonna duplicate that, the one that says player chest, and I'm gonna rename this 000 House Blacksmith, and I'll have that say 01. No, yes. And we're going to go ahead and place that right there. Now that's an empty chest, and we're going to place that like right up against that post. Right now I need me a tanning rack. Don't want to forget your tanning rack. Gotta have your tanning rack. So type in tanning, and what you want is the crafting tanning rack marker right there. And drop that in there. Spin that bad puppy around like that, because now if you shut off the lights, it's gonna have a light on it. You'll be able to see it. That'll work. So now we got a full forge. Now if you click on that, you can see how all my lights are connected to it. I just clicked on that so I can move around. Now in this forge area, let's see what I got left. Yep, where the smelter's at, we're going to go ahead. I'm not going to get fancy with the rest of it. I'm just going to put enchant, and I got to wait for it to load up. I didn't type it fast enough. Hands are a little stiff today. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an enchanting table here. As soon as it loads up, it's loading everything with the letter E in it, so it's going to take a minute. And you can't really do nothing, because if you click on it, it'll say not responding. Now you really gotta wait. And it's taking forever. Okay, it's finally loaded up. The one I want, you can make your own with a workbench, the tabletop version of the enchanter's table, which is a small one. I'm just going to use just the regular workbench. I'm going to drop that in right there. I'm going to turn that around, And I'm going to put that right there. Let's see. How close do I want it? I want that a little closer. Yeah, that'll work. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on static collection so it doesn't do this. And I'm going to type alchemy and click all. And I want the alchemy workbench there. Go ahead and spin that around. And we'll go ahead and we'll put the alchemy workbench right here where the light's at. So I want this one, and we'll go ahead and drop that in there. See, it's like pretty much the same thing. It's, you know, your crafting area. Yep, that's the one I want. Now what you can do is, what I'm going to do, well, no, I'll go ahead and do this now. Remember that player chest? I'm going to type in player, just like that. Click all, and it'll do all that. But I'm just going to slide right down to where it says P, player chest. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to duplicate that once. And I'm going to duplicate it twice. The reason for that is I'm going to take this one. I'm going to rename this one 000 House Enchanter Chest. Right? Right. No, yes. And same thing here, except this one's going to be 000 House Alchemy Chest. Right? And we'll go ahead and do that right there. Now, if I slide this out and I put 000, it'll take a second here. It'll load up everything that is 000. Okay, and now it's loaded up everything that's 000, and we got this and this here. We've got the blacksmith chest and everything. Now, we'll place the alchemy chest. Now, there's not going to be anything in this, and you can have it the same size, or you can shrink the chest down so it doesn't take up so much room. And I'm going to have that slide that way. And you can even take and put barrels, like barrels over here with a whole bunch of ingredients, and then use this one for your potions, empty one for your potions. And making the barrels is just like when we made the food barrels. And now I'm going to take my enchanter's chest, wherever that's at, there it is, and I'm going to stick an enchanter's chest right there, just like that. So I've got my crafting room pretty much set up. I might want to have something in the middle right here, you know, I don't know, maybe some weapons racks or something like that, you know. I'm not going to put anything in there in this one. I'm not going to make it too fancy. And now here's what you want to do. We're going to call this room done. Now I've got this one selected. I'm going to hold control. I'm going to select that. I'm going to select the forge. And I am going to select that. No, I don't want that. Somehow I selected something I didn't want to select. There we go. That's the forge. I selected the table, and yeah, the table, and I'll select that, and I will select that and that. I'll select the smelter, spin around, select the alchemy table, the enchanter's table. Now, with all that stuff selected, what you do is you push your nav mesh button, and you'll see that a lot of this stuff is sitting on nav mesh. So you go ahead and hit your cut selected object, and it'll do that right there. Now what it is you want to check and make sure that all of your markers are setting on nav mesh. There, that's good, that's good. Tanning rack is, oh, I didn't choose my tanning rack. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finalize. I'm going to close that. I'm going to check my tanning rack right there. I'm going to open that back up. And I'm going to cut the tanning rack out. And yeah, it cut it out. So while you got your nav mesh up, let's take a look. Now that is not going to work. I can see that right now. That is not going to work because you can use it, but your NPCs can't. If you have that happen with the green line, you just turn off that button right there, and it fixes that. You go ahead in there, and we'll go ahead and clean that nav mesh. Don't need this. We'll go ahead and clean that, and we'll go ahead and clean that one, and clean that one, and that nav mesh over there. Don't need that. That is not an important nav mesh. Alright? And what we need to do is we need to go here, put one here, put one here, oh, highlight that one, and we'll put one over there. Click out of it, like that. One there. Oh, see now, if that happens, yeah, that can't happen. Oh, it totally messed me up. There we go. And we'll delete that. Oh, well, that'll work. That'll work too. So we'll go like that. We'll hold there. We'll put one right there, just like that. And we will put one over here, just like that. See, that did it again. Click out of it. Click on that. And the reason it's doing that is because of the collision box. So what we'll do is we'll get up close, and it's still doing it. Get up real close. Make sure your vertices are selected. And it's still doing it. You rotten son bitch. Okay, fine. We'll get a little crazy with it here. We will go ahead and put a vertex right there. Select that vertex. Turn our marker off. Now it should work. And it didn't. I'm going to make it work. Before I end this video, I'm going to make this work. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. Oh, I see what's going on. Okay, fine. I'll go there like that. See, it's still going to do it. Now that time it's because of that right there. It's because of that post. Alright. I got an idea. Ha. I'll do this. And I will do that. And I will do that. and I will just push A there, and I'll select that one, and I will select. There's that. See how I did that with a line again? So I want that one, and that one. And I'll push A. Now if I turn my marker back on by pushing M, now the marker is over top of the nav mesh, and the NPCs will be able to use it. That's basically it for that. Now if you add anything in the middle, all you'd have to do is go ahead and drop it in there with your net, and then turn your nav mesh on and cut selected object. Don't forget to finalize your nav mesh like that, and turn your lights off, and we are done. Don't forget to save your mod. Alright, now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna clutter up the rest off camera. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make my bedroom, I'm gonna make my armory, and then I'm gonna when I come back, I'm gonna show you something with these doors, just because. And this is a good idea for just dungeons and stuff like that, making dungeons, what I'm gonna do with that. But we've got our crafting room made, and I'm gonna add in barrels and stuff like that. And next video I'll show you this thing with the doors. Okay guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and have fun.